He hit and killed a woman while driving with an open alcohol container last year, but returned to duty with San Marcos police without being indicted or even suspended. Records obtained by the night team's Dylan Collier show Sergeant Ryan Hartman is now at the center of another controversy after using a stun gun on a man who had his arms raised and was complying with his commands. It's tonight's Defenders Report.
When we first introduced you late last month to San Marcos Police Sergeant Ryan Hartman, he was shown being handcuffed at the scene of a fatal crash he caused while driving distracted in June 2020. Hartman later admitted a partially full beer can found among the wreckage of the truck he was driving was his. However, after blood tests found no alcohol in Hartman's system, he was no-billed by a Caldwell County grand jury last fall and returned to work 1 month later. The administration for San Marcos Police admitting they failed to investigate Hartman internally, and after he wasn't indicted, had no choice but to put him back to work.
Sergeant Hartman, can I call you Ryan?
But new records obtained by us show just 6 weeks after Hartman put his badge and uniform back on, his actions finally were scrutinized by his own department. After a fellow officer was called to this convenience store along Interstate 35 for a theft January 12th, he saw the reported offenders fleeing the scene in a car driving, quote, very erratic and filled with multiple people. The vehicle stopped about 3 miles away. Enter Hartman, who responded from a nearby call. While the driver was described as verbally and physically non-compliant, a backseat passenger, 23-year-old Albion Leyva, got out of the car and was compliant, records confirm, as Hartman and other officers gave him orders. Internal San Marcos police records indicate that Leyva had his hands above his head, his phone in one hand, his ID in the other, and that Hartman used his stun gun on him a split second after giving him a command, not giving Leyva enough time to even comply. A second officer used his stun gun on Leyva shortly after Hartman did. Questioned by Internal Affairs in May about the incident, Hartman answered yes and no when asked if he had used a flawed tactic.
Is there anything that you would have liked to have done different?
Yeah, there's several things that I would have liked to have done.
He then offered an excuse for using his stun gun on a man who had his hands up, a temporary loss of hearing.
And thinking about it now, maybe I had some auditory exclusion or under stress and was hearing the driver, Stefan's, continue aggressive statements and cuss words.
I think it's absurd to make statements like that.
Kevin LaChapelle, a former officer who is now a police accountability expert, isn't buying it.
The bottom line is, to be a police officer, it requires someone to have very strong situational awareness and someone that can act under pressure. If we have people that are not able to do that, then they probably should not be in law enforcement.
And even though Hartman confirmed watching body camera footage of the incident while writing his report, it ended up not being consistent with what had actually taken place. In July, department officials suspended Hartman for 1 week and ordered him to go through retraining, but were nice enough to let him forfeit paid time off instead of actually serving it. Confirmation of Hartman's suspension comes as the fallout from the fatal crash he caused continues to mount, and as San Marcos police officials have once again changed their story. Their most recent claim is that the district attorney handling the case didn't officially confirm the no bill until December 7th of last year. The Bastrop County DA, the special prosecutor who presented the evidence to the grand jury, called that false, telling us in an interview he spoke to San Marcos Police Administration and Hartman's criminal defense attorney shortly after the no bill was handed down November 1st. Hartman's attorney confirms receiving that call. Additionally, the no bill is listed on literally the first page of the Bastrop DA's public file on the Hartman case. For the Defenders, Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
Leyva was charged by San Marcos police with interference with public duties. Nearly 9 months later, though, the Hays County DA has not moved forward with filing that charge. All 3 charges against the driver remain in pre-file status as well. San Marcos Police Chief Stan Standridge told the Defenders that he would not be providing an interview for this story.